NICO here with your Pathwatchers report for the incoming wave that is here to stay for all populations, articulated and illuminated by the Tower and once again the Sun. We see a massive displacement in the works. Please remember to observe these energies responsibly. The return to purity, innocence, and the true natural course of the path is happening now. The energies articulated by the Sun begin to oust the artificial and distorted experiences of the everyday. This may feel unsettling if there is a particularly strong attachment to a circumstance that is not in the highest interest of all concerned. This ousting and replacing will be creating and attracting new experiences of true matches, upgraded models, and more occurrences in alignment with higher levels of the self, in conjunction with the lower self. It is not the separate dualistic experience of the old way of lower self versus higher self, ego versus soul, and turn-taking. It's all at once. That is the Tower. Let go of attachments to narratives, scripts, and white whales. Remember, the Tower only feels forceful and shocking because it is a removal and release of that which must go, but may be affixed or attached in such a way that it was in resistance to the natural progression. A gentle release brings a peaceful exchange of eventualities, higher eventualities. Some stories, recent and not so recent, will be dismantled and concluded without any resolution that appeals to the conditioned ego, and some will be dismantled and dissolved without any resolution at all. Take care when interacting with others who may be struggling to integrate those experiences. If the lower mind begins to feel unstable due to these shifts, take a step back. Command the lower reactive levels. Stop talking. Stop thinking. Stop mystery solving. Align with the higher self. Investigate the new. Don't dissect the old. Connect. The alternative paths being presented this week are better. All beings are being brought back to their through line or connecting theme, course, and trajectory of their spiritual evolution. Depending on your generation, vibration, and level of consciousness, the experience and means by which these experiences take place may vary. This is a gratuitous grace for all. Some are arriving at outcomes through an accelerated boost opportunity. Some are arriving in timelines that were always their through line after extended periods of detours and off-roading. Some are arriving at their through line for the first time since birth in this incarnation. Enjoy it. Take care. Well, Libra, now that we know what this new wave is, let's have a look and see what is going to be hitting you, or where it's going to be doing a lot of its work this week. Now remember, this new wave is something that is coming to settle into the everyday experience, not just for this week, but going forward. And it's affecting everybody, not just one sign. But for you, the archetypal themes of this week, we have the Temperance card upright. And this puts a very different spin on what is going on with this wave for you, because with the Temperance card upright, I'm actually seeing you're probably losing a lot less, or having to displace a lot less than the other signs. So it may feel like it's coming a little bit more easy, because you have more to gain, but you don't have to necessarily displace as much. Or just as much to gain, but not, you don't have to displace as much. Because I'm seeing with the Temperance card, there is a focus on reparative work, healing work, as well as possibly a cleansing work that is going on in your space and in your life. I am seeing a reparative imperative that is actually going to be showing up here that has been overdue for years. And it does look like for a lot of you, this could actually show up in a space where we are finally treating, clearing, and dissolving maybe structures, impositions, or blockages that have been carried for years. It could also indicate with the Temperance card upright that this healing, this reparation work is something that actually, once implemented, once actually attempted, starts to show its benefits almost overnight. Sometimes we don't do something because we fear what it is, how long the transition process is going to take, right? We psych ourselves out. But the Temperance card upright is indicating a nice blend, a nice moderated transition here for you. Now, this could still indicate that there are plenty of things getting eroded and plenty of things getting displaced in your life, but where this reparative work is going, it may be that the things that you wish you could bring back from yesteryear are now able to take the space of things you never wanted to do, pick up, hold on to, or even carry in the first place. And so it's a very interesting energy of the Temperance card, because there's sort of an air of sort of getting something that ultimately, does require that healing work, polishing it up, and suddenly letting that be the new thing, or the thing that is taking the place of that which we no longer wish to carry. With the news and arrivals, well, we've got the Knight of Cups upright. And it does look like what's going to happen here is that there is somebody coming into your space that is actually going to be providing some kind of answer to maybe either a void or maybe a problem, or maybe again, I feel like this is the overnight answer that seems to be coming your way, because this Knight of Cups is sort of offering themselves, if that makes sense, whether they are offering themselves and their service, offering themselves and their resources and their connections. They are coming in and actually providing assistance or easing that transition for you. They are easing that difficult space of, oh my God, here we go. But now that we know what comes after, it makes it so much more easy for us. In fact, the Knight of Cups is not only offering their services to you and giving you back that energy or giving you back that space, but I feel like they are coming to actually replace something that has actually not only been a burden, whether it's a social situation or maybe a personal situation, but they are also putting a personal touch in that is a perfect match for your own sensibilities. This is definitely somebody coming in as not only somebody to serve you or again give you that help or assistance or be there for you, but they are coming in as somebody who is sort of a reflection or a refinement of what could be or what something could not be. As we get to material and we get to business concerns, however, we do need to be mindful. We have the Seven of Swords upright, and I am actually getting from the Seven of Swords that you will be actually catching something that has been going on with somebody that is somehow involved in your professional interests or maybe even your financial interests. Now, with the Seven of Swords upright, this can indicate uncovering something that has been going on, yes, maybe for quite some time, and we maybe catch it mid-operation, or something that has been done in egregious error that is actually providing a great deal of harm or heartache in some fashion as it relates to your material concerns. Now, with the Seven of Swords upright, it does look like you actually discover what is going on here. It does look like you manage to see where something is wrong, where this is actually happening, or maybe who is actually breaching your trust in this respect. Now, with the Seven of Swords upright, we will also be given the opportunity to correct this situation, whether it is correcting a circumstance with a coworker, a bank, possibly even something going on with something not related to work or money very specifically, but still on the periphery, possibly a landlord, or maybe even somebody that we're living with. But with the Seven of Swords, there is, funny enough, even though I mentioned not trying to solve mysteries in the incoming wave, we solve a mystery. And this is the chance to then, with the Temperance card, work on the reparation process. As we get to love and relationships, well, we've got the Queen of Cups in reverse. And it does look like, as far as love and romance is concerned, there is sort of an issue that's coming up where you might be kind of facing a problem with either a partner or even somebody new, where a fear or limitation of theirs has become almost enshrined in their experience. And sometimes that can happen when people begin to identify themselves by their pain, their fear, or their trauma. It can block them from taking certain steps that might even be good for them. And with the Queen of Cups in reverse, we may be seeing that with either a partner or maybe somebody even new in our lives. Now, I'm not seeing the Queen of Cups reversed as sort of the celebrated self-aggrandizing, martyr complex, or the career victim, as sometimes this card can show up as, but rather with the Queen of Cups reversed, somebody who may actually be afraid to let go of either a pain, an anger, or a sadness when they find out something that is true about either their past, their circumstances, and there's almost a who am I without that. A partner may be resisting a lot over the course of this week that may not have anything to do with you, but secondhand experience into the relationship it will. See what we can do to help empower and build this up now that we are facing a partner's personal demons, or maybe even something that's going on with somebody new. But mind your boundaries if it's somebody new. You don't want to, overstep. So that is what you've got, Libra. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hey, you all know I appreciate it. And should you ever wish to get a session with me, you do need to go to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com.